Hey everyone, welcome to the off season here in Pittsburgh Steelers franchise here on Madden 22. We're gonna get right into this off season. I messed up one thing. I didn't go look at the season stats, so there is that. Went and looked at our franchise staff. Nobody. It doesn't say anyone got hired from our staff, so that's a good thing for us. Take a look here at this 2021 retirements. And we're gonna lose two pieces. Tyson Alau retires. I'm not sure that's how you pronounce his name, and Delaney Walker, who we just signed to sort of fill in at the other tight end spot for us. We take a look here at these retirements, and some decent names on here. One name you're not gonna see is Ben Roethlisberger. He does not retire, actually. He decides to stick around. We're not going to bring him back. I think that's pretty much well known. We're not going to bring him back. Just time to move on from Big Ben. So I don't think any other team's going to start him. But we're going to get the re-signing period started off here with our backup strong safety, Antonio Brooks here. 3-year deal for $8.46 million. Gonna get that deal done. We're looking through the rest of these guys, and next guy up here is gonna be Dwayne Haskins, 25 years old. So this deal will take him to his age 29 season. I don't know if the franchise will be going on that long. We just got the update for when the scouting updates actually will come out, which will come out mid-October. So depending on if we get through the season by the time that update comes out, depending on how season 2 goes, we might be starting a new franchise by then. I'm not 100% sure, but just looking through here, trying to find, Joe Hayden. He regressed so much, down to a 76 overall. I believe he was like an 83. Just didn't make sense to really bring him back. Melvin Ingram, I feel, just wanted a little too much money for me. Contract just a little too rich for my blood. I just wanted to save some cash here, and we're going to give him a pretty low offer, actually. And he is not going to accept it. We knew he wasn't going to accept that offer. We knew he wasn't going to accept that contract. But just wanted to give him an offer, see if he'd be interested in it or not. Maybe we could lowball him and get him, but we do not. So Terrell Edmonds here, pretty good part. He was pretty good this season. Some big hits, forced some fumbles, and we're going to bring him back. I think a key part of this secondary, and we are going to bring him back for season 2. And then Eric Ebron is another guy here, and age 29. I don't want to offer him definitely a deal that's more than a year, just based on the age and regression. So he's going to walk as well. Some tough decisions here having to be made. Once again, Joe Hayden just not going to bring back. Larry Fitzgerald not going to bring back. These offensive linemen, these guys regressed a bit as well. So just not going to bring those guys back either. And I think that is going to do it for re-signings for us. So as we move out through here, it is now time for the actual free agency part, and try to sign some guys to start building this team out a little bit more. And there's some decent offensive linemen. We're going to stick with Kendrick Green, actually, at center. We're going to stick with him. And another spot we need to probably improve on is cornerback. Our cornerback position got a little bit worse. Wide receiver, we're pretty good, but we're looking at a few guys in the draft, actually. And here's Melvin Ingram again. And we are going to lowball him by a bunch, actually. $11 million over 2 years. He's like, yeah, I don't really like that offer, but we'll have to see. Never know. Might accept it. So left tackle here is a position of need for us. There's some guys in the draft I like, but you never know with those guys. So here's Cam Robinson, actually a free agent, and 26 and 75 overall. Looks pretty good. We're going to offer him a decent little contract here, $33 million over the course of 4 years. Feels kind of cheap for a starting left tackle. We do make an offer to Mitchell Schwartz here. We are going to later rescind that. For the simple fact, I'm almost positive I will be drafting some guys in the first round, in the first 2 rounds of the draft at the tackle position. They can kick out the right tackle. So we're taking a look here. We need some help at defensive tackle, but I'm not necessarily willing to spend a bunch of money on the position. Danny Shelton, 29 years old, 345 pounds, perfect for that nose tackle type of play for us. I believe right here you see us. We're going to withdraw that offer from Mitchell Schwartz, free up a little bit more room for us to play with for free agency here. And Danny Shelton, not asking much actually, just a 1-year, $6.25 million deal. We sort of decided here between him and Linval Joseph. We decided to go with Shelton actually, and we're going to offer him a 2-year deal to extend out the money just a little bit longer and give us a little bit of cap relief here in the first year of the contract. So JC Jackson, this is a guy who, if you've been following this channel for a while, you remember him in Patriots franchise. He was pretty dominant there. So we're gonna make him an offer and try to bring him to Pittsburgh. I think a nice piece for us. Still young, actually, so get a corner like that on this team. Kind of looking here for some backup quarterbacks, and guys asking for just a little bit too much money. We can get guys who are a lot cheaper than that. So need some tight end help as well, and we are going to go with Zach Ertz actually. Try to offer him just a pretty small contract. I doubt anyone else is going to really be dying to get Zach Ertz, especially not at that price tag with his age. I think he's really good for a 1-year stint for us. Keep him in the state of Pennsylvania. So, going to go here now and start upgrading, start spending these staff points, and we're going to spend it on the player personnel side of things, which I think is actually a pretty good time to do that. So, line guru, and just increase the likelihood of those offensive linemen signing with us. It's kind of weird there's one for fullbacks and halfbacks, but definitely some cool stuff in here actually. It does feel like it's sort of just a more glorified version of what we already had, but I still like this implementation better. So there's that. So just going through here again, now this last one, and we're gonna go with line guru, I think here, just get that one maxed out. So we'll always be able to sign future offensive linemen, but I don't think there'll be that many offensive linemen we'll have to sign necessarily going forward in the future. But just want to get that maxed out. Gonna advance now here. Gonna see who accepts our contracts, and we get Cam Robinson, we get Danny Shelton, and we are going to get JC Jackson as well. So some nice guys to bring in on this team, I think. Alau retiring sort of sucks, but JC Jackson coming in here, Danny Shelton coming, I think he'll hold that down pretty nicely for us. Now these guys we're bringing in here, these are simply depth guys to bring in, basically just to have some depth for us behind Trey Turner. Looking at a couple tackles here even to have in case somebody gets injured. Just sort of looking for guys that can just sort of come in, play, when we need them to play. And I think that's always important to have, is to have depth, because we do have injuries on. Guys, I did deal with offensive linemen getting hurt. So Xavier Suafilo is a guy that we are going to sign here. Pretty cheap deal, actually. So why not just offer him a little 3-year deal, lower the money, and he'll easily accept it. Actually, a very cheap deal here. We're going to offer to him 2 years, I think 3 years. Yes, we got 3 years, $6.72 million, and that's pretty good. He'll just be a backup for us, and they both accept. Zach Ertz accepts the contract. So some new additions to the Pittsburgh Steelers here, and yeah, I think that's going to mostly do it for free agency. Yes, it is. It is time for the draft. And so we're here at the draft. It also looks like there's going to be like a new draft screen when this update comes out as well. I don't know if that'll carry over into this thing or not. Probably not. So who do the Lions take? They take Stephen Cunningham. And then with their next pick, they take a offensive lineman, Morgan Grayson, right tackle out of Notre Dame, which is weird. Which means I'm gonna assume Penei Sewell's moving over to left tackle or something. I don't know what's going on with that actually. I don't understand that pick. They have Taylor Deckard at the left tackle spot, so I'm not really sure why they need another tackle, unless, yeah, I don't really get that pick at all. It doesn't make a lot of sense. No good quarterbacks in this draft class. So, time for our first pick, defensive tackle here, Nate Turner. This guy looks really, really, really good, actually, and I'm sort of betting on him being there in the second round. We don't necessarily need receiver help, but we did re-sign Juju Smith-Schuster, Deontay Johnson, and Chase Claypool. You know, I don't know about Chase Claypool necessarily, but I know Deontay Johnson's contract has to be coming up within the next season or two, and so I think it would be a good idea, if we're not going to re-sign one of those guys, to potentially get some receiver depth here. This guy looks really solid. I know the scouting report isn't, or the combine grade isn't too great, but this right tackle looks pretty good. We're going to go with this left tackle here. I know we just brought in Cam Robinson, but this guy looks really, really good, actually. Pretty quick. Nice 3-cone, decent 20-yard, and decent bench press. And A+ lead blocking. Could easily, you know, it's Madden, so these guys can easily kick over to the right side of the field. And we're going to take Terrence Riles out of Florida. 72 overall. Hidden development trait. And yeah, I think I like this pick. Take a look here at his ratings, and they look pretty decent, actually. Run block finesse. Looks like a pretty good run blocker, good lead blocker. 87 strength. Everything looks pretty good here, actually. So, and plus he has hidden depth, so if he at least has star or anything more than that, he'll definitely progress pretty quickly. So, the defensive tackle we wanted got taken by the Cleveland Browns, but I still wanted to trade in to the top of the second round. Wanted to do that because there were players that I wanted, particularly one, that receiver we were looking at. So we're going to go right to the Detroit Lions, and we're going to ask for their second round pick. And one of the things that does seem interesting, it does seem like the CPU does value their picks a little bit more than they did last year in previous Madden games. So we're going to offer up our second, and then a 4th round pick, which I believe we might have gotten the James Washington trade. And we're going to see if they want to take that. They do not want to take that. So we're going to throw in a 7th round pick maybe, right? So they should want a 7. This is what you used to be able to do in Madden games. You could just like throw in a 6, and the CPU be like, okay, this is perfect for us. And we're just there, and they don't necessarily want the 6, but we're close to getting a deal done. So if the 6 doesn't work, maybe a 5 should get the deal done, a 2, a 4, and a 5. And that gets it done. So we lose out on 2 picks in this year's draft, really just 1 because we're trading up, and then a pick in next year's draft, which is in the 5th round. We're gonna take this receiver here, Max Rush out of Western Washington. 6'3", 217, decent size, ran a 4.35, 5th in the class. His 3-cone was the 7th, and he is a 72 overall, hidden dev trait receiver. And they say we reached here, but I don't consider that too much of a reach, considering where we were actually slated to pick. So 95 speed, 95 acceleration, 80 catching. Catching traffic is at 74, 79 spec catch, 76 deep route, 90 agility, 73 release, 73 jumping. So he looks really good, actually. You know, take a look at all the other ratings here. Change of direction in 83, 77 spin move, juke moves in 81. yeah, looks like a pretty nice player, actually. So I'm happy with that pick. And we're going to come back here now in the next pick for us here, which is going to be in the 3rd round. And simulate ahead here. So next pick here, and the Cowboys just completely whiff on a right tackle right there. Nate Moyer, 59 overall. That's terrible. We're actually going to take a right tackle ourselves. And I know we just took some other tackles, but this guy looks really good, actually, and he's a pretty big guy. 6'6", 320 pounds. Second quickest 40-yard dash out of right tackles at a 4.86, and then 43 reps on the bench press. And looks really good here. Projected late 2nd round, or actually he was projected undrafted, but his talent level is a late 2nd rounder. We're going to take him here anyway. 70 overall, and ranked 59th in true value. We drafted him at 50. We drafted him at 90, ranked 59th in true value. 70 power, 70 agility, and his pass protector is a 66. So that's where we're going to have to put in the work on him. Hidden dev trait as well. 96 strength, 79 pass block, 76 impact blocking, 78 awareness, which I think is the big thing here. 79 speed, stamina, injury, all the other good stuff is pretty good here. So we are here now in the, I believe, 5th round, possibly, maybe 6th. And Jeff Guy, 4.2940, late 2nd round talent, projected mid 5th rounder. We're going to nab him here at pick 122, ranked 53 in true value, 95 speed, 90 acceleration, catching traffic is a 79, 75 catching, deep route looks pretty good, spec catch looks pretty good. Everything here looks really good. I believe normal dev trait, which is a little disappointing, but just speed. And I think that's another thing that we did here in this draft was add just more speed, even more speed to this defense. John Kirkland, left end. At this point, we're sort of just taking shots in the dark here on who we want to draft, and we're just gonna roll with him here. And he's a 65 overall, so that's not particularly bad, actually, for a guy this late in the draft. 74 power moves, so maybe he might develop into something. Not 100% sure, but you never know. We'll see. And that was really going to be it for the draft here. We took another player here in Burris, who is a 58 overall, just sort of, once again, taking a shot in the dark here, just maybe trying to find another edge guy. But all in all, I think a really good draft for us, where we were on the board. And we sort of got players that I liked, maybe don't fill immediate needs, but I think are pretty nice. We get here now to post-draft free agency. We're going to sign Carlos Basham Jr. Riles is probably going to start. He's probably going to be our starting right tackle. Offensive line, I think, looks pretty decent right now, actually. One of the strengths of this team. You notice Michael Wheeler there, that right tackle. A 68 overall tight end. So that's definitely interesting. Might be a guy that if we ever have some sort of packages where, you know, the offensive lineman is a receiver or anything like that, might be a situation where he sees the field. Really interested in that, actually. So take a look here at the receiving core. It looks pretty good, and I think it looks pretty meaty. I think we have some nice depth there. And take a look here now at the defense. Alex Highsmith, now the starting right outside linebacker for us, and hopefully he does well for us. We're actually going to move Carlos Basham Jr. over to right outside linebacker. I'm not sure how much he'll play, but he might play a little bit out for us at that position. Might still see some time at right end. I'm not really 100% sure yet on how that's all going to work. But, yeah. So, some more free agents we want to sign here. Jason Verrett was a guy I looked at in free agency. We're going to bring him in, just give us some depth, actually, at cornerback. And, you know, if he can stay healthy, I think he could be really good for us. But the key is he has to stay healthy. So we'll see if that happens. Also going to sign a backup quarterback here, Taysom Hill. Gives us something a little different compared to maybe another backup would give us. So that is going to be the off season in this one. So I want to thank you guys for watching all this. I'm not sure if I'm going to play any of the preseason. We'll see. If we do, we'll get a preseason video. If not, I'll see you in week 1. We'll do a quick look at what the roster is, who got cut, and then we'll get into week 1. So I want to thank you guys for watching this video. Hope you liked it. Hit like, hit subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.